Hey guys, Grifton here, and Wrath Classic PTR build has come out, and wowhead went ahead and datamined it, and it's going to give us some idea of what's going on in Phase 2, and this is a big deal because of all the questions surrounding Phase 2. So first, let me step back and explain to you why Phase 2 is so shrouded in mystery right now. In a meeting or whatever, a podcast, there was a discussion about bumping the item levels. You might have heard of the conversation about lowering item levels. Well, apparently it came to the conclusion that they're going to upgrade the item levels in Ulduar from usually I think regular is going to get 6 eye level update, and then the hard mode is going to get a 12 or 13 eye level update. And because of the inconsistent way of how they upgrade item levels, we weren't able to accurately predict what the numbers are going to be, or at least with any confidence. So being able to actually get our hands on some pieces to get a better idea of what these items are going to actually look like will help us build out our gear sets and things like that, which right now is mostly just a guessing game. So that alone by itself is a big deal, and the data mining data should help with that. Hopefully we'll get a full data mine list, but it may wait until the PTR. There's a lot going on in that. Some other things that are going to change here is the Heroic Plus comes out in Phase 2, and we don't really know what that is. And even with the data mining, we're not learning a ton, but at least we're learning that it's coming out, what it's called, things like that. I'm going to be jumping around this. I'm going to link the article in the description so you can review it for yourself if you want to, but I'm only going to hit on the parts I found pretty interesting. So right off the bat, it talks about the item level. I'm just going to read this section because it's actually pretty well summarized here. The Wrath Classic PTR has been updated to build 3.4.1.46722, which will be Phase 2's Ulduar patch. We've data mined the build and have been able to see a lot of interesting things, pointing to previous developer interview mentions of Heroic Plus, as well as some clues for the upcoming gear item level increase. It looks like Blizzard will be calling Heroic Plus Defense Protocol Alpha for achievements, which are listed below. Additionally, Blizzard mentioned that there will be an item level increase to Ulduar loot, so one example listed in the uncategorized spells shows how Blood of the Old God will increase from 1284 attack power to 1358. Other examples can be found below. So that's the little opener, kind of clear explanation. I'm going to jump to the Heroic Plus. So they're calling it Defense Protocol Alpha in the achievements. Based on the fact that they give it a name, I'm thinking you either have to get a debuff, like talk to someone and get like a buff on you, or maybe activate it somehow. I'm not sure. It's not 100% clear how this is going to work, and it's not clear if this is going to scale. So like maybe in Phase 2, it's going to be X experience or X damage increase or whatever, and then it's going to go up in Phase 3. But still, at least we know it's coming out in Phase 2, and it's called Defense Protocol Alpha. Here are all the achievements for it as well. There are specific spell increases for paladins, shaman, and mages. Nothing major, just kind of showing it. Now, the reason, if you're wondering like why it's broken up like this, data mining, it looks like they weren't able to actually get items. They were only able to get spells. So they use that to kind of correlate with what's going on. So, for example, I'm going to show you like one that I've been keeping an eye. So Mjolnir Runestone. If you're going for the armor pen soft cap here, this is going to be an item that you'll get to kind of complement your soft cap of like 420, depending on the runestone. Now, the increase is 665 to 751. That's almost 100 extra armor pen on the activation. Now, this doesn't show the item, it shows the spell. So we can't just say this is the item level now, this is what it is before, but instead we can look at this and say, okay, the spell that Mjolnir Runestone triggers used to give 665 armor pen. Now it gives 751 armor pen. So that should give us an idea of where the scaling is at. And it's the same for all of these. So if you have any particular on proc item that you're looking at, this would be the place to go to see what the scale is. So like, for example, Shadow of Death, dodge rating increased by 136 has been increased to 144. Just to give you an idea. Feel free to look through all these. There's a ton of them, so I'm not going to be going through them all. But just to give you an idea, that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of data we have. So we don't have the items. We don't have like what the item level gear pieces are going to look like, but this is giving us some sense of what the scaling is going to look like going into Ulduar, which I think is a good indicator, but not enough to actually still build out sets Though I'm thinking that if the numbers are going up, honestly, the harder part's going to be, in my opinion, the set choices from phase 2 to phase 3, because those phase 3 pieces might not be as good as the ones you can now get in phase 2. Long story short, we got some information, we got a tease, but we don't have enough to still make any big decisions on gear, probably. Anyway, guys, I just want to get that out there so you guys could take a look and see what the PTR kind of has in store. Hopefully, this also means the release date is going to be in January. So I know I'm kind of tagging this on the end of this video, but a lot of us have been guessing when the PTR date, when the release date of phase 2 is going to happen. Now, the PTR build coming out is not the same thing as the PTR coming out. So this just means the build has been put up on a server, and they were able to grab the data down from the server. What this does mean is the PTR is likely coming in the next few weeks. If that is the case, then we are likely to see the actual phase come out 4 to 6 weeks later. So if this comes out in, let's say, early December, or even let's say beginning of December, it's likely we're going to get the phase 2 in January, likely mid-January. If this PTR sits here for weeks and we don't get this until late November, you're looking at late January or even early February, just to give you an idea. So this does have some cool information that we can kind of glean from it, but nothing concrete. But I still think it's worth getting excited about. Anyway, guys, I just want to get this video out here. I'm super tired, but I wanted to let people know that this is happening to get a little hyped if you're kind of getting burned out from Naxxramas. It looks like Ulduar is on the way. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, take care.